What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick, Mid-10 Outdoors. How's my outdoor crew doing? Hopefully we'll have some people coming in here in a minute and we'll get started good. Don't mind the mess behind me. That's going to be changing very quickly. Going to be doing some work on the garage here pretty soon because this is going to be my studio. Might as well just keep it here. Let's see, we got one person watching. Come on, let's get some people in here. We'll talk about what I'm hoping to accomplish with the live videos down the road. Maybe do one or two a month, where we talk about EDC gear, camping gear, hikes, different YouTube channels, stuff of that nature. So if you're in here, hit talker over there. Let me know you're in here and let's talk. Want to send out because I'm going to leave this up once this is done. Wanted to start out. I want to start out with doing channel shout outs, and the first one I'll do out right now because of what he's got going on. It's pretty cool. Is Kurt Zitzelman Outdoors. Go check him out. He is actually out in Arizona right now. He's normally lives up in PA. He's out there I think he's out there for 3 or 4 weeks, and he's doing some hikes and stuff and videoing them and putting them up, once he's done. Another fellow that I talked to quite a bit off and on, different venues, whether it be Instagram or Twitter and stuff. Go check out the Nature Man while you're at it. He's got some really cool stuff too. He's an outdoorsman and loves to get out there. I do too. I miss it. We'll talk about that a little more as we go along. Hopefully you can hear everything. Let me know if you can or can't. I'm hoping it's coming through. I've done a couple of test runs and they sounded good, so we'll see. I've got a mic that's here. You can kind of see it. So I got a boom mic up here. Oh, I got a thumbs up. I'm going to get serious with this live stuff here pretty soon. Like I said, I'm going to get a backdrop back here to cover up. Well, I'd like to get rid of a lot of crap out of the garage, but anyway. So think of another channel that I've watched quite a bit. I look forward to his stuff every week is Hike Camp. Max over there. He's out in Hello Cop. What's up? Sounds good. Thanks. Glad to hear that. I'm like I said, I did 2 test runs with it and deleted those because I just want to see how it sounded. But appreciate you coming in. Hey, check out my t-shirt. Camp Crystal Lake Counselor. That was a Christmas present from my wife. So anyway, let's go into the medical stuff. So go back to the doctor on the 26th. We find out where my A1Cs are. I'm hoping I'm getting everything good on my A1Cs. I had dropped them 3 points the last visit, so I'm hoping this visit I've dropped them some more. I'm kind of hanging steady, though. I haven't lost any more weight, which means I'm going to have to get serious exercising. That's one of the things I got to do is get some exercising going. But I'm down 130 pounds. I'd like to lose another 40 or 50, and I'd feel real comfortable. Of course, once I start lifting and getting back into working out and everything, I'm probably going to add some muscle mass, which is good because I'm going to be honest with you. Look at my arms right now. That is sad. But that's part of it. And if you have any questions, Hobo Cop, throw them out there. I'm ready to do whatever. As far as trips going, we haven't planned anything yet. We're just getting into the new year. Kind of snuck in the new year. we stayed at home, didn't do anything. Just watched whatever was on TV and pretty well went to bed as soon as midnight was over with. I was tired. Worked a 12-hour day, maybe somewhere in there. I was up early and worked late. I worked a little bit today even. So anyway, haven't really nailed down any plans. I want to do some more camping this year. Chloe's wanting to go camping again. Chase is wanting to go camping. My buddy Bill, I am type 2 diabetic. Yeah, I tell you what. Oh, Shasta Valley, dude, what's up? How is it going on the West Coast? Darn, we covered it. Got the West Coast, got the middle of the country. Hobo, where are you from? Pop down there and let me know. Yeah, I'm about to not figure out how to battle this diabetes, but I'm figuring out what I can and can't do. So you know, it's trial and error, I think, but I think I'm on the better so far. Smyrna, you're in the same state? Cool. Awesome. Welcome aboard. Shasta, have y'all got a lot of snow yet? Doing good, Patrick. I'm trying, dude. Like I said, I've got to get to working out. Thanks, Shasta. Like I said, I gotta get to working out. I've lost a lot of weight, and the downside is I've lost a lot of mass and muscle too. So I've got to get the muscle back. That's one of the problems I'm having. Why you haven't seen hikes from me in a while is the walking distance has been kind of a pain. But this past week, and then when we went to Williamsburg, did a lot of walking then too. A little snow at the house, tons in the mountains. Yeah, they keep threatening snow here. They've threatened it 2 or 3 times now, and it was 70 degrees today. 75 actually. It was 75 degrees here. Silly for January 1st. 75 degrees. But anyway, as I was talking about my walking, I was getting in 2 and 3 miles at a time when we went to the different parts up in Williamsburg. So I was really happy with that. And this week I've had to do a lot of stuff at work. We're down a guy because of COVID, and thank goodness he got it home and kept it at home. And I don't think he ever got it, but his wife has had it, and she's had some struggles, but I think she's doing better. So anyway, I want to get back outdoors and get to hike camp. I just mentioned to you in the beginning of this video, so you'll have to watch it. I was giving channel shout outs. Matter of fact, while I'm doing that, Shasta Valley Outdoors, y'all need to go check him out because he has some good videos too. And he does, he gets out there just like I used to, but I'm going to be doing again soon. I just, like I said, the steadiness of my legs are getting better. Still, Hobo, you'll know this if you're still here. I hope you're still here. You get diabetic neuropathy, so you lose the feeling in your feet, which is kind of bad. It's getting better. I will say that. And it has a lot to do with the shoes you wear too. I found out. I'm trying different shoes and stuff and trying to get, I hadn't tried my hiking boots on yet. One of the other problems I have when I'm walking is it feels like I'm dragging one foot a little more, and it hangs. Like if you got real grippy shoes, it'll hang on, even like my driveway out here, in a trip. And when I trip, that's when I have to stop because I feel like I'm going down. So anyway, yes, guys, I want to get back out. I want to get, your arms go numb. This hand right here, this finger, completely numb, just about. And I know that's part of it. I know that's part of the diabetes. So, it has good days, has bad days. My legs are the same way. Then you got the diabetic nerve pains. Oh my goodness. You'll just have a pain all of a sudden in one spot of the leg, and then, the hour later, it may be somewhere else. So it is what it is, but we're going to try and get through it. We're going to try and get above it and do what we love to do. That's kind of why I did what I've done with the channel for the last few videos, up until the Williamsburg videos came out. I've got one more of those to come, but then I'm going to switch back to stuff indoors Other stuff for now, like EDC, camping gear that I've come up on. So that's one of the other things I'm going to do. Max, you gained snow yet? I know that last video you put out, you didn't have any snow yet, or it's gone again. See, and Happy New Year to all you guys. Man, it's water. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I take it back. I'll drink a shot every now and then. But for the most part, it's water. There. It's in outdoors. Other side it says Fall Creek Falls. So yeah, we're going to get back outside. We're going to do adventure videos, trip videos, I'm sure. Love the gear reviews. Thanks, man. That's what I can do right now. I cannot live without sugar. Max, I'll tell you what, bud. No snow now, just cold. I've got a philosophy behind that. If it's going to be cold, there better be snow on the ground. And around here, when it gets cold, we usually get a little snow sometimes. Water's best. You got that right, brother. I have been since, I'm trying to think of this, first time I went to the doctor. Yeah, it was June. I think it was June. Was the last Coke I had, was in June. Now, I still drink tea, but I getting to where I don't drink it sweet anymore. But I drink anywhere from a gallon to a gallon and a half of water a day, which helps on what I eat too. Like I said, I've learned some things along the way on what I drink too much coffee. Well, Shasta, I'm gonna tell you something. I drink a cup of coffee in the morning. When I get to work, that's the first thing I do is a cup of coffee. And depends on the day. Like this week, I've had 2 cups in a day. But for the most part, I drink 1 cup and that's it. And I just, no sweet tea either. Milo, sugar-free. Hobo, that is exactly what I've been drinking. And I like it. The wife is even drinking it. And we used to be the Milo's 100%, 1,000 grams of sugars, whatever it takes. I mean, I grew up in Tennessee, so everything was, sweet tea, fried. I mean, everything was fried. I mean, we fry Oreos around here. Come on, let's be serious. But I've gotten away from all that stuff. And yeah, the Milo sugar-free. Yeah, I drink 3 to 4 cups. Dude, I'll tell you what, my dad used to drink coffee like it was water. And I've never, it'd be 100 degrees outside and he's got a cup of coffee in his hand and he's drinking hot coffee. And I never could understand that, but that's part of your old style military guys too. Back in the day, you were in the military, you smoked cigarettes, you drank coffee. Now I'm talking back in the 60s, 70s, that was the thing. Nature Man, I gave you a shout out at the beginning of this video too. What's up, brother? I gave some shout outs to some YouTube channels in the beginning of this. Nature Man, Hike Camp, and I gave Shasta Valley one here too. Like I said, this video will stay up after what's over with. I'm going to try to do a couple of these a month. Yeah, and Hike Camp, thank you for your coffee suggestion on hiking and camping and stuff. He uses the, I think it's the Folgers singles dip in the water, or you boil the water, dump it in, let it sit for 60 seconds, and then you're good. Hey, Nature Man, that's what we're here for, is help each other out. But like I said, I was going to do this. I'm going to start doing this twice a month. Probably do it the first of the month, end of the month. May have some recaps, redos, whatever's. Yeah, I love my coffee too. I want to get in on talking about different YouTube channels and what's going on. Like I was saying earlier, if y'all know Kurt Zitzelman, he's in Arizona right now. His first video he put up from out there is freaking awesome, guys. And he's got some stuff. And if you follow him on Instagram, and Facebook, he has got some awesome pictures he's put up of the Grand Canyon and the snow out there and stuff. I look forward to some more of his videos coming out. Pack of thermos in the winter. I got a problem. My dad did the same thing. I mean, he had the thermos he carried in the winter and in the summer, full of coffee. And you know, I drink. I'll drink a cup in the early mornings in the summer, and that's it. After that, so anyway, as I was saying when Hobo was first in here, one of the things I'm working on is getting my strength back in my legs and everything, where I can hike some more. And like I was saying, one of the things I've got is neuropathy in the feet, and with that means you start losing the feeling in your feet and how your feet are positioned and stuff. I'm learning to nothing with a thermos. Got to have our coffee, guys. Let's just face it. We got to have our coffee. Once I get used to that again, then I'm going to get back out and get to hiking some more and get doing some more trails and stuff. But right now, I'm just going to focus on working out, exercise, and building my muscles back. Because like I said, you know, I lost a lot of mass when I started losing weight. And I'm not through losing weight. And, you know, it's going to come. It's going to come eventually. I'm not going to push it, and I'm not going to take any risk. That's one of the things I've never been, as a big risk taker. I roll the dice every now and then. I, you know, always end up with snake eyes, and that's not good. So that's why you've seen all the EDC videos from me here recently. And like I said, the big Williamsburg trip we did, that's where I started learning where my limitations were walking. And right now, I don't really have any big limitations. Like I said, I feel like I drag my right foot a little bit, and it snags on stuff, and that kind of trips me up. So that's one of the things when you go on some of these trails, and especially if they're, you know, heavily rooted and stuff, that can be a problem. And you know, that's one of the things. I'm gonna start out simple trails for a little bit and see how it goes. And then camping, like I said, you know, we're gonna get back into camping, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I guess it's blood pressure medicine. If anybody else is on blood pressure medicine out there, okay. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I know I've heard of it before, Nature Man. I want, like I said, I want to get back into camping, and one of the things I've noticed too, since I've been taking blood pressure medicine, metformin. Oh, okay. It hasn't bothered me yet, but we'll see. So far, I haven't had a problem with it. I actually had a friend of mine that had pancreatitis and was on that verge of being diabetic until he changed his diet around. And once he changed his diet around, everything started calming down and everything. And he's doing fine too. He lost a lot of weight just like me. He's a big guy. And Bill, that has the Jeep that we've done a lot of off-road stuff in on the channel, and he's been itching to get me back out on the trails too. And I don't know, I'm working on some things for the future, and there might be a big road trip with a Jeep soon. We don't know yet. We'll see. It's in the tissue. Okay. Seeing my dad had neuropathy much later in life too. He got to the point where he just about couldn't walk at all. Matter of fact, last year of his life, he didn't walk. He was wheelchair bound. So anyway, I've noticed I'm getting cold easy, and that used to not be a problem. Of course, and the wife said, "Well, you've lost weight." And I was like, "Yeah, I've lost weight. So I've lost some insulation." And that's probably part of it is, let's see, basically the tissue in my feet swell up. I'm not having that problem. But the coldness, I was sitting there tonight, and we had a high of 75 degrees today, and I was freezing sitting in the house earlier. I've got the heat running. I hope y'all can't hear it, but I've got the heat running beside me. And it's probably 60 degrees in here now. And I'm cold. I'm chilly. So that's part of it. Insulation. Yeah, I lost some insulation, guys. Well, I lost a lot of insulation, actually. Like I said, look at my arms. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, this, tighten this, I don't know, maybe I'll have to do some modeling stuff later, and when I really start losing the weight, get a 6-pack ab. Actually, it'd probably be a 12-pack because I'm so tall. Just yeah, it's definitely an adjustment. I mean, I know I'm, I turned 52 this year. My son, this 21-year-old son, goes, "Well, you're getting old, so you're going to stay cold." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Thanks, Hike. Max, I feel better. My energy's getting better too. That was another thing too. My energy level had just dumped. When we come back from Fall Creek Falls and that trip, it wasn't but a few days later, my energy had just hit rock bottom. We figured out what that was too. And so I take a little something for that now. And that I've actually quit taking, and I feel much better. The energy's still there, and I've got the want to do more. So anyway, that helps too for a good hiking stick or pole. Oh, I've got a wooden. It's out in the truck. I keep it in my truck, so when I go in places, I'm walking with it. It's made out of hickory, if I'm not mistaken. It's got BSA on it because it's Boy Scout, because I'm an Eagle Scout. It's got an Eagle Scout badge on it. It's got my 50-miler award from when I was in the Scouts and stuff like that. But as far as trekking poles, what is the one I've got? I've got a Yukon Jack or something like that. And I only use the one because usually I've got a camera in this hand, video and everything. But I do suggest hiking, trekking poles. I think, Max, what you use trekking poles? What do you use? Throw that down there in the talker there. Yeah, I've seen those, Shasta Valley. You said TAC Niner makes nice pair. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Cascade Mountain. Okay. Something I've never been able to wear because of my size. I'm down to a 3XL in clothes. Actually, and I've had this shirt on today and realized I probably could have gone down to a 2. I've never had a puffer insulated jacket. And I've got one coming. So if it does get cold again here in Middle Tennessee, I'll have a new puffer. I'll have a puffer jacket for the first time in my life. I did replace my, I had a Columbia fleece jacket, thick fleece jacket that I wear this time of year, when it's not as cold, but it's, it gets down to the 30s. It's perfect. Yeah, and it's funny. There's a lot of people that don't use trekking poles, and there's, it's about a 50-50 mix when you look out there. It does help though. And around here, you might have it's funny. You can have a nice clean path, and all of a sudden there's boulders or rocks, and then there's, roots and stumps. And, Shasta, one of these days you're going to get up here with my age and, get in the 50s and stuff and realize your footing is not as good as it used to be. And it kind of helps sometimes to stable yourself. I wished I was still young enough that I could, just wished I'd known 20 years ago what I know now, and I would have changed eating habits a long time ago. Yeah, and with bad knees, that's another thing. Max, and, all this weight that's another thing. It's taking its toll on my legs, but I think I've turned that around as far as my knee doesn't bother me like it used to. That's another thing. My right knee used to bother me. So, I don't think trekking poles are a bad idea at all. Some people do say they're a nuisance. If you just want to use one, just use one. Like I said, as YouTubers, when we're videoing, usually got one hand out here doing this, and it's kind of hard to use two of them. But I've seen that, I've seen hikers that use the two poles, and man, they get on a trail and just start blazing with those things, like they're skiing instead of hiking. Oh, I got you. Talking about being too flammable. Yeah, yeah. You'd have to be careful with them. Something just flew right by. Um, I've never had one. I always wanted one, so I got one. Ah, gotcha. Yeah. I've got this stuff called mountain ice that's supposed to be good for bringing back circulation, and I've been using it on my legs, and um, it seems to be helping. It's not, when I first started using it, that numbness feeling was all the way up to almost to my knee, and it's not anymore. So it's actually helping. Um, so we've got that. So anyway, what else I want to do eventually on this is, like I said, we'll talk about other YouTube channels out there. I'm not going to talk bad about any YouTube channels, but I want to bring out, some of the ones that have got some pretty cool things running. And like I said, if you go see Kurt, he's out in Arizona right now, and I got a feeling he's going to have some really killer videos here pretty soon. The first one he put up was really nice. But he's going to be doing around the Grand Canyon stuff. And like I said, he's been putting up some cool pictures on Instagram and on Facebook. So go follow him. Also, follow me on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, follow me on there. It's mid _ 10 _ outdoors _ then my website, which is mid10outdoors.org, because it's not making any money. So nonprofit. Anyway, of course, I'm on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. So I'd like to see you guys on there too. But what else is it I want to talk about? We'll talk about camera equipment, that kind of stuff, coming up. I'm not buying any more camera equipment for a long time. The only other thing I'm going to do is, if you see behind me, you see the garage, you see all the crap. We're going to order it and get a backdrop put back there when I'm doing this. So that's about it. The rest of it, I'm going to do, I've got a video to shoot here in a little bit. So I've got this is my out in the garage camera. It's a Canon on this thing, and got a microphone up here. It's got an adapted Vitar wide angle lens on it. And I like this setup for when I'm filming in here. Now, I don't take this one camping. I tried it one time and it's just too much, too bulky. I'd rather take my other Canon, my little flip up screen and everything. I'd rather take it. It seems to put out a much better picture. But this is what I use in the garage when I'm filming videos in the garage. So that means I'm fixing to be shooting a video in here soon. But yeah, I've got one more camera to go. I got that GoPro Hero 5 Black. Still messing with some things with it. I would love to be the one I take hiking exclusively, and use my other Canon flip up for exclusive when I'm camping and trips, because it just takes a much better video. I don't know. I've got a lot of batteries, a lot of cameras, but I seem to have really good luck out of my Canon stuff. And then I've got the Canon 1200D. The thing I don't like about it, it doesn't have a flip around screen, or I'd use it more. Only My GoPro. Yeah. Yeah, in the GoPro we use no, I've got one of the original GoPro sessions. That's what we used to use on the Jeep stuff. And I learned my lessons filming with it to put it on the inside of the windshield and put it where the wiper is going to wipe so you would see something. Shot a video. I never forget this. We went to what was the name of that Jeep trail we went to? Oh crap. I can't think of it right now. Tennessee Dirt Devil. It's a cool place. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. Bill just sent me a picture the other day from when he went on there Thursday morning. Guy went the wrong direction and shouldn't have been on the trail at all with this vehicle. And this is how he ended up. He ended up sideways in the river. And Bill said it looks like it had been sitting there a while. But as you see, what I normally would do is put the GoPro on the inside of the windshield where the wipers wipe. And so the one time we went, I put it on the outside. We went through a creek and splashed water up on it, and it had that water puddle for, I don't know, it was yeah, creeper van. That's it. But it had that water spot on there for like half the video. And I was like, oh crap. Oh, well, we'll run with it because that's the only footage I got. And I think I ran the camera on the inside when we went to Turkey Bay. And I know we ran it on the inside when we went to, I just learned my lesson after that. But okay, talking about this picture here in this trail, there's another part of this trail. We were on it. Ooh, it was maybe in early 2020. We were going down one of the main roads, and there's this river runs right beside it. And we're driving along, and I was like, it's in the video. I was like, dude, there's a truck over there in the river. And we stopped and looked at it and everything. And it was over the roof of this. And it was like an S10 four-wheel drive or whatever. So it sat up, but it was going over the roof of this truck. We're kind of willing to bet it was stolen, and that's where they ditched it, was in that river. But yeah, let's take the work van and see where we can go with it. And imagine they quit their job after that. But anyway, so yeah, I want to get with Bill and me and him do some more off-road stuff because everybody likes that. I use my phone and a Canon Elph. My first videos up till last Christmas were shot on exclusively a Canon Elph. Love that thing. Chloe's using it now. She's gonna be shooting some stuff. Yeah, I like your camera too, Hike Camp. I like that. I can't buy any more cameras for a while. I'm wanting a 50mm lens to go on my 1200D, but I'm also wanting a flip screen camera buy instead of that 1200D. But anyway, see, I get looking at y'all talking and get all out of whack, but that's okay. But I wouldn't mind having one of the Hero 9s, GoPro Hero 9s. That's what I was talking about, is GoPros. Because I like that selfie screen on it. That's pretty cool. I don't know if anybody in here has got one yet. I should not. Hey, you got to try for that other one. I know you had to send that one back, so you got to get that Pocket 2. You got to get the Pocket 2, Max. Don't limp out on it now. Anyway, so yeah, that's the quandary I'm in right now, because I'd love to have a Canon T Series I, and that has the flip around screen. You can add the you can add a mic to it. It's got a mic plug up. See, that's the other thing, is my 1200D doesn't have a mic input, so I can't put an external mic to get better audio with it, and audio off of it kind of, yeah. The best audio I get right now on any of my cameras besides this is my Canon, that SX730 with the flip up screen. It has good audio, and I've got one of the Trump hairs on top of it. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's one on that Elph too. It's a fuzzy thing, goes on top of the microphone that keeps the wind down, and it works pretty good. I've never had a problem with wind on that camera, and I've been on some windy situations with it. And see, I messed up when we were in Williamsburg and stuff. I started out with that camera, went to the GoPro without the microphone, the external mic on it. And I was so mad at myself for doing that because the audio was so, every little movement you made with the selfie stick, it right back into the camera. So anyone want to buy old gimbal? What weight would that gimbal hold? Because I don't have a gimbal now. I've got a Joby tripod now for my SX730. I love that tripod. I know they get out of whack and stuff after a while of use, but I like how sturdy it is. I don't know. I've always wanted a gimbal to see if it, help. Any mirrorless? Well, it's not a mirrorless camera though, so it may be too heavy for that gimbal. I'd take it off your hands if I thought my camera would work on it. I really would, because I'd like to try a good gimbal, but I can't afford that. Wow, we're going 36 minutes. I didn't mean to go this long, but I'm having fun. I'm glad to see everybody coming in. Like I said, I'll probably do another one here at the end of the month. See what all kinds of crazy stuff I get into between now and then. Now, Heather and Chloe are going on a trip at the end of the month themselves. I'm not going because they're going down to wherever Harry Potter stuff is down in Florida. They're going to fly down for her birthday and fly back. They leave on Friday, come back on Monday. So I got the weekend to myself. So maybe Patrick tempts fate and goes hiking. We'll see. Maybe. Weather holds out. We are having fun, Max. I'm glad you're here, dude. I am really glad y'all are all here. We've got let's see. Nature Man's in Ohio. I think I'm correct. Max, you're out in Wyoming, right? Nature, and then Shasta Valley, we know where he is. He's in California. Hobo Cop, he's in Tennessee. Got two Tennessee boys in here. Kind of cool. Hey, I got it right. You usually have a lot of snow by this time right now. This weather is weird. I mean, like I said, Texas got dumped on. West Texas, northern Texas got dumped on yesterday and today. And then now it's kind of moved up and north and out of here. So anyway, has anybody got anything big planned for this year that they would like to accomplish as far as on their YouTube channel? I would love to hit 2,000 subs this year. I think live streaming may help, and that's why I will do more of it. It has been good. Yeah, the weather pattern is weird. It's just weird. Southern California is getting snow. Yeah, but in Shasta, that they need the snow to have that melt off for the spring and everything, because that's one of the things. I know I talked to a person that lives out there quite a bit, and that's one of the things they were talking about is how little snow they've gotten the last few years, and that's what they rely on for their spring water wet season is the snow melt off. So I would have a channel. I understand, Hobo. I understand. It's funny, the less kids I got, the more time I've got, and it kind of helps. Now that, I got my oldest one moved out, middle one is working on moving out. And it's going to be a few years for Chloe. And what's funny is Chloe is just right up there. That's her room up there. Um, but you know, it's a few years before she moves out, and then me and the wife are going to get an RV, and we're just going to travel. So that's what you got to look forward to down the road. 4 years from now, 5 years from now, somewhere. They've been saying we are drought since 1995. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. You know, my goal is to share as much nature as possible. Some ideas for adding more content to keep things interesting. Well, I'd be interested to see there, Nature Man. I can't wait to see it. I like your videos. I like your style video too. Everybody has their style of video, and all of them I think are cool. The way Max does his videos, the way, you know, Shasta does his, the way Nature, everybody has their own style. And some of us pick up a little tricks from here and there from different ones and try them, and we may use them, and we end up reverting back to the way we usually do it. You know, I know people that take 2 cameras with them hiking and camping and stuff. I've done as many as 3 cameras with me, ended up only using 1 the whole darn time. I take it back and used 2. I ended up but I used the 1 for just taking pictures, and the rest of it I did all the videoing with. I don't know. I want to try some new things this year too. Well, I have a style left now. You do, man. You do, Max. Everybody has their style of video, and I like seeing there's a broad. That's the one thing about video on YouTube. Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own way they do things. You know, I never did much editing in the beginning, and now it's funny. I'll film a bunch of stuff, and I may film for a whole day on a trip or something and only use 20 minutes out of that whole trip. And it's always crazy to me to think how much video didn't get put in there. And I thought, well, it's just too much, or, you know, I'm going to lose everybody at this point. So, I know another thing, before I do another live stream, I'm going to put more padding on this stool. Good Lord. Good thing I don't have the roids or anything. Doing campouts at, yeah, Shasta, you know, that's something that touching on doing camping, at least one camp out once a month. What's crazy, when my son was in Scouts, we did a camping trip usually once a month, or a backpacking trip once a month. I always liked that because you knew X day or X weekend you're doing this, and it's going to happen. A lot of times I can't do that, and I wished I could. And I did this year. I did plan a few more. I had a few more planned, like the YouTuber meetup we did. That was a whole planned camping trip that I stuck to my guns on. And, you know, whether we were going to do the whole YouTuber meetup or not, I did it anyway. And I'm glad I did, because there's 2 of us or 3 of us that ended up going. We had a great time. We, you know, hung out together, but we also did our own thing. Chloe read a whole book on that trip, hanging out in the hammock and during dead time when she wasn't doing anything. Trying to keep my videos under 20 minutes. See, yeah, and that's the other thing too, Max, is, and small channels like us have to do, if we do big long videos, we lose people, and we don't get enough views for those videos to warrant, you know, 30 minutes, an hour. I mean, Joe Robinette, let's look at his. I mean, I watch Joe Robinette's every time he puts one out. You know, whether he's building a fort in the woods, whether he's canoeing or whatever. Most of his videos are an hour long. But you sit there for an hour and watch that video. And that's the difference. That's the difference. And that's why I try to keep when I do my reviews on stuff like this, I try to keep them as under 10 minutes as possible, because if you don't, you'll lose and you don't get the full view. So then you lose out on your time. And that's the other thing is, you know, your watch minutes, you know, 4,000, I mean, it's hard to do. You got to go camping. Yeah. Hobo, and there's so many places close to us. to go camping. I could start naming them off. I'm not going to. I mean, there's several videos on my channel. There's a place I want to go to that I didn't get to go to last year. That I went down there and we scouted it out. I did a whole video down there from Henry Horton State Park. I want to go back there and camp because I grew up down that way. As a kid, I grew up going back and forth to my grandparents down at near Henry Horton State Park, and I want to go back and I want to camp there because I've never camped there. I want to go back when 50 years ago when I was a kid. We camped at Montgomery Bell State Park. I've never been back there since, and I want to go camping. I want to take Chloe or Chase one and go camping. I have found another campground that I want to take. Probably end up taking Chase because it's too primitive to take Chloe. Out in East Tennessee, I want to go back to. At some point, if you watched my 6-day trip where we were on the road for 6 days, we went to Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. That was cool. And I want to go back there and I want to camp there. And I also want to hit Cherokee and try to drive some of the back roads of Cherokee and camp along the way. So that's another trip thing that I want to plan out. And, you know, will it happen in 2021? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to happen, but I'd love to go do that. I've got 4 weeks vacation. I lost 2 weeks again this year, although the company did pay me for one. I get paid for one of the 2 I lost. But I have 4 weeks vacation and I lose 2 of them every year. It never fails. I want to take a week, drive east, and go to Cherokee National Forest, drive the back roads, camp on the back roads, and go up to Pilot Mountain and then come back home. Probably roughly, maybe 600-700 mile round trip altogether. Time go out there, drive, and come back. Probably first day would be drive, camp somewhere, get up, and then start hitting the different trails and stuff. So that's one of my bucket list things I want to do. Bill with his Jeep, he's wanting to go to Moab. He's wanting to go out to Moab and keeps throwing it up at me. And, you know, I'm like, I'd love to do it, and was gung-ho about doing it a year ago. But right now, until I get everything settled in my health, kind of weary, actually. But I think after I come back from the doctor at the end of the month, see how things are going. Hopefully I've got everything nailed down. I'm doing right. And then I can really start making those big plans of I can, spread again by myself. Who knows if I go do Cherokee, I might take Chloe with me. Probably can't take Chase because he's still in that phase with work that he can't leave very long. So it'd probably be something to do with Chloe. It wouldn't be by myself and just going to. But anyway, but Hobo, there's a bunch of places around here to go camping. And I'll tell you another place is Bledsoe Creek State Park, which is up here up in Sumner County. If you go there, you do have to make reservations because it stays packed. And when I say it stays, it's kind of like going to Fall Creek Falls. You have to plan that out. You have to make your reservations. And I made my reservations for Fall Creek Falls in January. We weren't going until March. Yeah, March or April. COVID hit. And then it's like, oh, crap, we're not going to be able to go camping because they closed the state parks. And then they come out and said, X day, we're opening the state parks back up. That day was the day we were supposed to be going. And I was like, we're going camping. We're going camping. I don't care. I enjoy seeing where people live and different scenery that nature offers. Yeah. And if you go watch Kurt's video that he put up, I think it was yesterday or today from Arizona, just on a trail he was on, how much the terrain and everything changed along the way. I mean, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty wild how things changed. But there's a hike I went on here 3 years ago that the terrain changed the whole time I was on the, I mean, you turn a corner and everything's totally different. And you know, didn't go, but I went about 5 miles that day. But yeah, it's amazing the scenery you see too, and the things you see, and you don't see that kind of stuff. That's the downside. You don't see that kind of stuff driving in a car. You don't see that stuff sitting in a campsite or sitting in a hotel room. You don't see that stuff, and you have to get out. You have to enjoy, you know, explore to see it. So anyway, we've gone 50 minutes, way longer than I meant to, but that's okay. We've had fun. I've enjoyed everybody coming in. We're going to say end of the month, I'm going to have another one of these outdoor crew meetings. And Hike with Mike, what's going on, brother? I want to have another one of these. Going to have some more topics. We'll talk about hiking stuff. We'll talk about EDC stuff. I mean, I am well knowledged into the firearm stuff too. I don't do a lot of firearms on the channel anymore because we know how YouTube feels about firearms. I'll probably get blipped for that one. Flashed a gun on camera. I like anything you can do outside, whether it be going to the outdoor range, whether it be go camping, hiking, Jeeps, off-road trails, that stuff. I love it all. Thanks, Max. I'm glad you stopped in. I'm glad everybody stopped in. Hike with Mike. I hate to say it, we're fixing to cut this thing off because I didn't mean to go as long as we went, but we had a bunch of fun. And we're going to do it again at the end of the month. Now, I'd like to do 2 of them a month. Maybe it gets better. Maybe, you know, I get more interest and I do them, you know, 3 times a month. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Everybody come in, we'll talk. We'll come up with some, and if you got any ideas of topics for a live, shoot it to me, mid10outdoors69@gmail.com. Everybody get that? All right, guys. I appreciate everybody that stopped in. Everybody go check out everybody's channel. Hike Camp, The Nature Man, Hike with Mike. Where'd he go? Shasta Valley. Go check him out. Awesome channels. And I see a lot of these channels that are going to really be growing this year. But anyway, y'all have a good night. God bless everybody for showing up and be prepared. Thanks, guys.